Hi, I'm Adam Drake from Mugen Seiki Racing. I'm going to show you a little tip that I use when building new shocks, or if you put fresh O-rings in your shocks. When I put O-rings in my shocks, I don't use green slime or any type of grease or anything like that. I basically just oil the O-ring just with the standard Mugen shock oil, whatever weight I plan to put in my shocks. So I put a little bit of oil in, put an O-ring in, put a little more oil on top of the O-ring, spacer, O-ring, a little more oil, and then the final guide bushing. Now with the nut that captures the O-ring and spacers, before I put that on, I'll put just a little drop of blue Loctite, and I won't screw the nut all the way on. I'll just get the thread started. That way the O-rings and everything can float a little bit. So before putting the shock shaft through the body, just make sure that the shock shaft is clean. You want to make sure there's no debris or anything where the threads are, especially if you're reusing your shock ends. So then I'll just take a little bit of oil, put it on the shaft, and then over the threads, kind of roll the shaft around. And then as I'm pushing the shaft through the O-rings, you'll want to kind of turn either the shaft or the body. And then you can go ahead and pull the shaft all the way through, and then go ahead and secure the nut tight. If you put the shaft through with the nut already tight, the O-rings are preloaded, there's a little bit more tension on them, you can kind of cut or tear the O-ring a little bit. So by leaving that loose, it just allows the shaft to slide through freer, and then that way it won't damage your O-rings.